It is a loud and active scene outside the Delta by Marriott Hotel. Moments ago, I kid you not, the president's motorcade just came down this way, and he has now entered the hotel where he is about to present his fundraiser supporting Congressman Kevin Cramer for the Senate seat. Preston, your favorite superhero, your favorite, yeah, right? Yeah. Your favorite superhero stuff.
Yes, and they're
and then we'll all be twins. To give you some sort of idea of how big this pond is, I'm going to have you take a look. It's about a football field wide, and dive crews are still searching. This is a retention pond, and that people are allowed to swim in it. But for the search and rescue efforts, they did turn off the pumps to make sure that they could execute the search in the best way possible. Oh my goodness, Andrea, we just stepped inside. Carson just walked right through that door over in here, and now he's taking pictures with fans.
Grisly details revealed to a jury in Fargo today from the woman who admitted to murdering Savannah Graywin last year and stealing her baby.
What have you done specifically to help the family throughout the course of this investigation? I mean, this is the first time we're seeing you with the family since you announced your representation.
Well, I'm just here to be supportive of them, whether it's being here or being available to be a support person to them.
We just arrived to the scene. It looks like a lot of police activity.
Moorhead police are warning Facebook users about a scam that's been circulating in inbox messages.
Yeah, I can smell them from right here. Since you can't smell them, they're smelling pretty good.
Unbelievable. I'm just ecstatic because yesterday we were Big 12 champs. Then today we got the #1 seed.
And then like 2 weeks from now, you will lose in heartbreaking fashion.
I will take you up on that.
Still to come tonight, Justin will have another look at you.
That's my line, by the way.
And I looked at the map, and I was this far away from North Dakota.
Marietta did it. 90 degrees and celebrating her 91st birthday. She asked me to show her the ropes. First stop in Fargo.
The toasted frog, that's cute.
Fried cheesy pickles.
Here he comes. Very, very good. Now, nobody in their right mind drinks wine like I do. Cheers, Fargo.
Born in Italy, Marietta first came to the U.S. through Ellis Island when she was 2 with her family.
My sister and I and my mother.
From there, the stories go on. Marietta started keeping track of all the states she'd been to while traveling with her husband, who served in the Marines for 30 years.
And that was the Marine Corps ball.
Even doing 2 tours in Hawaii. Her advice after 91 years?
Be happy, take things as they come. You know, I've had serious surgery, and I said, there's nothing I can do about it. I can hit my head against that brick wall, and it's not going to change. So you might as well make the best of it, and I did.
That mindset after a tough battle that she would win.
I had breast cancer, 28 years ago.
Today, she takes care of her husband, who is handicapped, but she stays active, even volunteering at her community theater for 28 years.
Costumes, you name it. Now I do concessions. I'm the boss.
A busy day for Marietta isn't complete without birthday ice cream for our final stop.
2 scoops of butter pecan with lots of nuts. That's big enough. Holy cows. Thank you.
A sweet ending for a woman who just won't quit.
It's been an interesting life. I can't complain.
5-year-old Xavier Floyd's condition causes him to have slow motor and speech skills. Xavier's parents explained to me his journey and the importance of raising awareness today so others better understand their son's rare disorder.
He's a very personable little guy. He's unique. That's one thing with Xavier is he's usually pretty much always excited. They have fun just like we do.
When Xavier was just 6 months old, his parents knew something wasn't right.
I videoed what was going on, and he was having a lot of like jerky motions. His arms would fling up along with his leg. And he would be gasping for air, and it didn't seem normal.
After showing doctors the video of their son, a series of tests had to be conducted on Xavier.
It was long, it was difficult, waiting.
And after waiting nearly a year for any sort of result, that's when they found out about Xavier's extremely rare disorder.
Even the doctors around here, when we brought him in, we get there and they're like, oh, yeah, so we basically just had to Google what Pitt-Hopkins was so that, we kind of had an understanding.
Xavier is one of about 1,000 in the world with Pitt-Hopkins syndrome. They say there's no manual to having a son with special needs, but say every day brings new joy in their journey.
The difference in the Pitt-Hopkins is you don't know what's going to happen that day. One day he wasn't walking, the next day he was.
Xavier started walking a year and a half ago, but continues to go through speech, physical, and occupational therapy on a weekly basis.
So we're really hoping, eventually that he'll be saying some words. He's not talking, he babbles. We get frustrated, there's no doubt about that, but we just gotta take a breath and know that that's just how it's gonna be.
With a disorder so rare, they're grateful to share a small community of families from countries like Germany or even Ireland who are all connected through social media, who have a son or daughter with Pitt Hopkins. And now locally, more are aware of those, just like Xavier.
It says proclamation, Pitt Hopkins Syndrome Awareness Day, September 18, 2018.
North Dakota joins 12 other states today recognizing the rare disorder. After learning that Governor Doug Burgum declared today Pitt Hopkins Awareness Day in the state of North Dakota, I reached out to him about his decision. He says recognizing rare disorders heightens our awareness and compassion for challenges facing the Floyds and other families on a daily basis, while also calling attention to foundations that support education, advocacy, and research aimed at finding a cure.
It might seem scary while out on the bikes, but when you get to know everyone, everyone's pretty lovable.
Love. That's what brings this Fargo family together.
We met riding motorcycles.
My husband Randy and I have lots of kids now.
This family reunited by Tanner.
He broke this right here.
Even if Tanner did break some parts, his family knows him as much more.
Loving.
Crazy, just, he just was high on life.
Selfless, always putting others before himself.
Kind. Tanner had that impact on everybody he met. It's just comforting to have him here, even if it's like this.
Tanner was 24 when he died after the motorcycle he was riding collided with a car at 45th Street South and Interstate 94 just 1 year ago.
We were so split up for so long, and then when he passed away, it kind of came together.
They're stamped on Scott's bike on a broken part he won't repair.
It's just kind of a part of him.
Tanner's family of nearly 100 motorcyclists rode in honor of his life. And a surprise for Tanner's mom and dad.
Before he died, he was building another stunt bike that, of course, he never finished, so a bunch of his close friends got it, and they finished it.
Didn't need him to die to be proud of him, but I've never been more proud.
We can see she's referring to those famous ruby slippers from the 1939 movie, The Wizard of Oz. The missing pair was recently recovered, proving there's no place like home, even for the shoes themselves. Those slippers were stolen from the Judy Garland Museum in Grand Rapids, Minnesota, 13 years ago. Valley News Team's Rose Itzkovitz has the latest on the shoes' reappearance and a possible connection to North Dakota. Authorities are hoping this information, while limited, will encourage the public to come forward with more information. And while there were multiple pairs of slippers used in the filming of the movie, this recently recovered pair is one of just 4 known to exist. Those clouds have been hanging around all day, and it sounds like the rain isn't quite done just yet. Robert, what can we expect this evening?
A few minutes.
Sounds good. Thank you, Robert. An inmate who was in jail under the supervision of the Beltrami County Sheriff's Department has died while in custody. This all happened this past Sunday, where authorities say 27-year-old Hardell Sherrill of Apple Valley, Minnesota, collapsed and was unresponsive around 5 in the evening. Jail staff tried life-saving efforts, but Sherrill was pronounced dead at the scene. The Bemidji Police Department, Beltrami County Coroner's Office, and Ramsey County Medical Examiner's Office are all investigating the inmate's death. A Minnesota man is being held on multiple charges after authorities say he hit a pedestrian with his car in Clay County. James Russell from Hawley was taken to jail and is facing charges of felony motor vehicle operation, leaving the scene of an accident and assault. Monday afternoon, authorities responded to the crash on Highway 9 south of 90th Avenue South in Downer. Russell's passenger was also taken into custody on an unrelated outstanding warrant. There's no word yet on the condition of the person who was hit. Is it a matter of safety or just plain spying on your kids? It's a discussion for the 21st century. Keeping track of your kids electronically. Some parents do it, but some say it's the wrong thing to do. Valley News Team's Melanie Palmer digs into those arguments. Something else worth mentioning is a lot of these local tech places we called tell us they don't know a lot about these apps. They say they're just starting to gain popularity now than in previous years. Other parents we talked to today tell us they think it's useful to be able to track their kids' location, all in case of an emergency. We do have an update for you on the National Veteran Cemetery opening near Harwood, North Dakota. As you can see, construction is in full swing. Despite earlier reports that the cemetery would be 1 year behind schedule in its opening, more recently we heard it was back on track. And the VA says that's still the case as it's set to open this coming spring or summer. We spoke to a member of the construction company on site today who tells us it's all weather dependent. A bittersweet day in Moorhead as its public schools recorded a record 6,987 students in grades K through 12. That's 286 more students than last year's opening enrollment. But this record comes amid road congestion outside Moorhead High. Construction on the underpass at 20th and 21st Street is cutting off some access to the school. There's also no outlet to the south parking lot, so parents are being asked to pick up students on the north side of the school. There are also lane closures both north and south of the construction zone. The underpass project is expected to take about 2 years to finish. The Fargo Force and Valley News Live announcing this year's broadcast schedule today. Now, in all, 5 games will be broadcast on MeTV during the 2018-19 season as part of a 3-year partnership we announced last year. The defending Clark Cup champions open their season October 5th at Shields Arena and live on MeTV. Scammers are conning home buyers out of their own down payment. What you should watch out for is still ahead tonight.